Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel, Joe Knows Adventure. And today's adventure, we're going to do disembarkation from my trip from New York City to Bermuda. And then I'm going to give you some information about things that I liked about the ship, things that I didn't like about the ship, and my experience going to Bermuda. All right, stay tuned. I'll see you then. All right, first of all, disembarkation. Every cruise has a little bit of different the way they get you off the ship. Norwegian, I haven't experienced too many bad experiences getting off the ship, but this time it was a mess. We arrived back into New York to the dock. We were delayed because of the current of the river. So you have time in the morning up until about 8:30 to grab breakfast, as some of the complimentary areas are open. And you have time to settle your bill or whatever. You have two banks of elevators. There's 8 on the forward, and there's 8 in the aft. Normally, like I had mentioned on my last cruise, you have a color code that tells you like from 7 o'clock to 8:30, for instance, the self-assist, which you are able to go off the cruise ship with your luggage, or if you don't have luggage waiting for you on the dock that they picked up the night before. So if you have a lot of luggage at 11 o'clock, they take it down to the bottom decks and they put them in bins by color code. And then when they dock, they take all that luggage off and they put it in like a warehouse by color. So if you are getting off the ship and you don't have luggage, or you can take your luggage off the ship, you're the first ones to go. And then it just goes on down the line to, they would like to have everybody off the ship about 10 o'clock because they got to get ready for the next batch of people coming in. So when the ship docks, it has to be cleared before they can even unload things or load things back on for the next cruise. But if it's delayed, it delays the whole process. So this is what happened to us. So there's 3 of us in a room and we are all ready to go, had our little carry-on luggages to go. They didn't call anybody, but everybody was getting ready to get off the ship as if they called. And they kept telling everybody, please don't stand in the elevator banks or that area. Please don't wait for your color to be called. But people weren't waiting for their number to be called. They wanted to start lining up. So I think finally the people, the cruise people, the helpers, or the deckhands, they finally just kind of gave up, and everybody just started lining up, and it was a big snake line. It was a long wait to get off that ship, because even if you were to get off the ship, your luggage had to be off the ship first, because you color coded, and your luggage, you could look over the balcony and see that they were still unloading luggage before we even got off. But fortunately, everything started moving and everybody was able to get off the ship. But we were standing in line in the long snake line to get off quite a long time. I felt sorry for those who needed assistance to get off the ship. The elevators are packed. And if you have a wheelchair or a stroller or something like that, you take up a little bit more room in the elevator. People were going up the elevator because that's all they could do, and the elevator would be packed just so that they could go down. So it was kind of a mess. But got off the ship, and the three of us had different transportations. Karen had a friend that was picking her up to take her to, I think she was out of LaGuardia. But she had a whole day to spend. I had a whole day to spend, but I had Norwegian transportation to take me to the airport. And Carla, since she lived in New Jersey, she just hopped a cab. So the three of us said our goodbyes and did our separate ways. I got to the airport quite early, about 12:30. I was out of Newark, but my plane did not leave until quite late, about 8:30 I think was my, so I was like 8 hours in the airport. Just mentally got off the ship as well as physically, and made my way home. So that was the disembarkation process. Well, good morning, back in New York, and this is our last morning. Just had breakfast, and everybody's having to depart and leave. All packed up, and this is what I'm wearing all day today. Just a nice blouse, brown pants, and my shoes. I'm gonna try to get an earlier flight because I'm supposed to fly out at 9 o'clock tonight, and that's a long time in the airport, but it looks like they might have something I can get into. So anyway, the end of the day. All right guys, talk to you later. So we're coming in where the Prima was last week, and we were parked, the ship was parked over there on that side. So now the Prima, that was a one-time deal for us to leave the dock at 11. So the next passengers coming on, it's going to be normal. All right, so now I'm going to go over some of the things about the Norwegian Joy. One thing I really liked, we were in a family balcony, which not too much difference as far as the beds and the couch that's provided or the balcony itself. The difference was the bathroom. So the bathroom was quite large. It had a double sink, and it had a nice shower with a nice shower head. It had little buttons for the shower to come out. If you want to go back, I did a quick room tour of our room on day 6. I think I did my room tour. I'll change that if I'll look at it and see what I did. But anyway, it was a room tour included with the day. But a nice room, you know, and I don't have any complaint about Norwegians, any of the rooms. We had an excellent room steward. You know, Norwegians cut back. I don't know about other cruise ships, but Norwegians cut back on their room stewards. So they, as far as how many rooms that they do, but they'll come in once a day. They're always available. You have he introduced himself to us, and he has a phone. You can call him at any time if you need anything. He provided us with a different mattress for the couch because we had a double bed that we pulled apart to 2 singles, and then we had a couch that was made into a bed. It was quite hard, so he came in and gave us a new one. So rooms were clean, and he kept up with us, you know, 3 people in a room. We were packed in there, but he he was excellent. So, but just providing service once a day, but available at any time during the day. So that being said, the thing why we were three solo women, that I usually do a studio. Unless I get upgraded, I'll bid on an upgrade and get a balcony or something, but I usually go studio. But the Norwegian Joy does not have studios, but that's why we booked a balcony, is because there was no studios. So that being said about the rooms, perfect. Things I liked about the ship, I think I liked all their dining areas. I think we had teppanyaki one night, and teppanyaki is always fun. They're very entertaining, and the guy sings and does all his tricks and stuff. So if you've ever gone onto the ship and had a chance to do teppanyaki, do it for the entertainment especially. La Casina, the Italian restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants. Very, very good food. We did do the complimentary taste, savor, and Manhattan. All three of them have the same menu. They're just different places to help with the crowd. And then the local, which is like a pub. I think it's called Oceans on some of our Norwegian ships, but the local on some of the newer ones. And that's pub food. It can be quite noisy because it's on the deck that you can sit around and look down onto deck 6, the atrium area. So if they're doing anything on the atrium area, you can sit around the whole edge and overlook and watch what's going on. But the noise from that, foot traffic, plus, the regular dining area. And they have a good bar there, so it's very heavy trafficked area. The District Brew House, which is kind of a newer venue, kind of a hidden gem. They serve, tap beers, and they have a whole selection, a whole wall of beer. Has a big counter, and you can go in there and you can play beer pong, and it's just a nice, casual, quiet place during the day if you want to just kind of go in and hang out and have a beer. Or if you don't even have a beer, you can sit down and just relax there. It's kind of a hidden gem, like I said. But at night, we had an excellent DJ, piano man, if you want to say, but he just was so entertaining, so funny, that he brought crowds back each night. And we went 3 times. The last time we went, we just were saying goodbye to him because he was so funny. Norwegian, some of the newer ships have what they call the Waterfront. One of my favorite places to go, great place to walk. It starts on one side of the ship towards the front, and then the bow, and then it goes all the way around, wraps around the back, and comes up the other side. It has lounge chairs. Some of the dining areas you can eat on the outside, weather, the weather permitting and stuff, but you can eat out there. And plus, of course, the back, you go see the trail of the ship and stuff, so that's always good. But it's a good walk. You just go around, walk, and then you could come into the ship and come back on the other side and walk around again. But I like it on sea days. You can just kind of chill and have a book and put your feet up and relax and, just enjoy the ocean. I like also the newer ships, the Bliss, the Encore, the Joy, have what they call the observation lounge. It's kind of a newer thing on these ships where it's a floor-to-ceiling area at the bow of the ship. And also, that's on deck 15. Deck 16 has the garden cafe that ends, and they can kind of overlook, and they can also enjoy the top half of the window. So if you're in the garden cafe and you eat towards the front or the bow, you can also see part of the window. But At night, it's very quiet. It's just people love to sit up there. We went up there several times just to have a cocktail and enjoy the quiet, where you can actually talk and enjoy each other's company. Have a bar up there. On either side, they have offerings where you can have coffee or tea or fountain drink, not a fountain drink like sodas, but like punch or lemonade or something. But they'll serve some snacks there towards the evening. Not big amounts of food. They'll have apples and oranges. They'll have Jell-O. They'll have little finger food sandwiches and stuff. So just kind of a nice little getaway place if you're not. I like that area as well. So those are some of the things that are really nice about the cruise ship. I was disappointed in the entertainment. I think they had Footloose. I don't know how much longer they will have it. They're changing their entertainment. I don't know if you've heard about that, where the cruise ship, Norwegian, has kind of cut back on some of their Broadway performances. So I didn't like Footloose, honestly. The music was good at the beginning and in the end, but it was stretched out, and it was like an hour and a half, and it was just too long. And it kept with the storyline, I guess, but that's my review anyway. I mean, some people really enjoyed it. My personal opinion, it was just too long. But that was pretty much their main show. They had the Beatles that came out. The Beatles will be in the Cavern Club, or the what they call the social comedy nightclub area on the Joy, which they would be in there. Small venue, very packed. People had trouble getting in there, but anyway, so going in the Cavern Club, there's always the comedy hour, levity group, comedy they'd have for adult version later on in the night, or just the regular family version, and then they would do, depending on the weather, they may do something else in that social club. But having the Beatles on stage was much better for us, because it was, of course, big. The stage area, of course, is bigger and accommodated more people for 2 shows. The thing I didn't like, besides Footloose and the crowd of getting into some of these smaller venues, was the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. It's a small bar area, and they'd have, maybe at night, at about 9:30 at night, they'd have like the Latin group singers. And the table, I mean, you'd be right there, and she's right there in front of you, and loud. It was too loud to me. If you were there just to listen to her, I guess that was okay, but you'd be sitting in a table or up at the bar to enjoy a mojito, and it just was too loud. We would go there before the show, or the singing, so that we could just kind of be quiet, because we all like mojitos, and it was the bar area there was really good. But anyway, I think if they were to have sound that was a little bit lighter in tone, of course, mojitos, Latin, so I can see why you need to have a little bit, but I think it was just too loud. I wanted to say something about Bermuda itself. Love the island. I would take this trip again, just because the island is just so relaxing. The water is so blue. There's different things that you can do in Bermuda. Some of the shore excursions they have. Some of the popular ones is, I was reading it. Oh, top 5 shore excursions. Bermuda Island Drive, which I did. I did a 4-hour tour. when you get off the ship, you have all these people that are out there. If you don't do something from the ship shore excursions, you can go out and find something. I shared a ride for the 4 hours with another couple, and it was one of the best things that I could have done. It just so informative. The guy that was driving for the three of us in this little taxi-like thing was just full of information. He was born and raised there, so he really gave us a good tour. But there's glass bottom boat and sightseeing, Bermuda Triangle evening cruise. I don't think we lost anybody. Horseshoe Bay Beach transfer. There's a sunset catamaran swizzle cruise. We did the sunset catamaran, white hot catamaran. So that was a lot of fun. It was good. I did that with the ship shore excursion. We did the caves, the crystal caves, and an aquarium. That was a tour. The one thing that was really nice about Norwegian, when you got off the boat, there's right there, they have their own little water taxi, a Norwegian's water taxi that took people over to St. George's through the day. So it was a back and forth. It would start, I think it started at 9 in the morning, and would go over to St. George's, come back, pick more people up, and then it would just be going back and forth till the afternoon. So we did do that. St. George is a beautiful little town. It has, I think the beach bay was called Tobacco Beach. But the beaches with the pink sand, plenty to do. They have a little mall there. It's not huge, but you can get all your souvenirs there in the dock area. So they have a fun zone for kids. There's a dolphin area. There's a couple forts that you can explore, a lighthouse. So plenty to do. Just choose what you want. So that being said, I think I really liked the Bermuda itself. All right, so that's my review of the cruise. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching me on this adventure from New York to Bermuda and back. I hope I was able to give you a few tips. I do look forward to my next video where I'm going to share with you my cruise to Alaska. I went to Alaska on June the 11th through the 18th. And of course, obviously, I'm back already because it's already July. But I wanted to finish the Bermuda cruises before I started with the Alaska. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful ship. I hope you stay tuned for that. Subscribe and like, and you'll never miss one of my videos. If you want to see some of my past videos, I've done cruises. You can go back into my videos on my webpage, my YouTube webpage, and look at some of my other cruises. I've gone Iligui Isle cruise. I've done a Mexican Riviera cruise. I've done the Caribbean cruise twice. I've already done the Mediterranean. I did from Barcelona. So there you have some cruises. You can go back to see the different ships that I've gone on, ship tours, and some of the ports that I've gone to. So be sure to look back at some of my stuff, and then when you subscribe, you'll never miss my future cruises. All right, everybody, thanks again. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye.